am a stay-at-home mom of 3 babies, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a almost 11-month-old. We are currently in a very, very bad financial situation. We're getting evicted currently. We go to court on the 18th of September. We are struggling to pay everything. I don't work. I stay at home with my babies because even if I did work, we would probably still be in the same situation we're in now, just because a babysitter or a daycare is expensive. It's very expensive. And my son goes to pre-K from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Just can't have a job right now. My husband currently works. They are a big construction type company that my husband works for. The amount of debt we're in is insane. Just because my husband moved from job to job because he got laid off at one job, and then he went to another job, and then he got laid off there, and so it just kept spiraling downhill. So we had to keep taking out loans to pay bills and stuff. So now we're in an insane amount of debt. 2 car payments, one $400 and one $680. We're, where he works in construction, the rain, it hurts him. The, storms hurt him. Anything weather-wise hurts him, and it puts him out of work. And where he's the only one working, we are a one-income household. And it makes it very, very hard to pay the bills. We are trying to prioritize everything, and we can't, because it's just hard. And because it's like, well, do we want to keep the lights on, or do we need food, or do we need to pay our rent, do we need to pay our car payment, will they come and get it, will we be evicted, which we are. It's just a lot. I mean, it really is. And I'm literally trying to hold back the tears because it puts an insane amount of stress on you as a mother. As a mother, you think your kids, you want to do right by your kids, and you think, am I a good mom? Am I really a...
I'm trying to let it play to get the full thought out, but it's going long at this point. So I'm gonna have to interject in and offer a little bit of commentary because she's already thrown a lot at us, and I don't want to lose my points. So first thing I want to clear up, I thought she said multiple kids, but now I'm starting to think it's just one because she mentioned that they go to pre-K from 8 to 2 or something like that. But if we really just compress this, what it really just comes down to is, for one, too much overhead. She mentioned, which they both have a car, and these aren't paid off cars to where the only expense is the insurance. Both of these cars have big payments on it. One is almost $500, the other one almost $600. Well, if you don't work, why do you need a car? If you got to do any household things, go grocery shopping, go and pick some things up, then you can just wait till he gets back from work, because that's the situation that you're in, because you have so much overhead that has gotten to the point to where you have a looming eviction, right? So that's number one. Number two, yeah, construction is a very sporadic career choice. Like she said, it depends on the weather. It also just depends on whether you complete the contract, right? So sometimes it can be a bit seasonal. But if your husband is good with his hands, he may need to explore a more sustainable, a more stable career choice that is still in the blue collar field. Plumbing, HVAC, carpentry, because construction is more of like is more broad from my understanding. He may need to niche down his skill set, and that not only would that boost his earning income, but it will also be more consistent work, and then he can scale it more effectively to even one day having his own business and making tons of money, right? So as opposed to being in this situation to where you're actually in scarcity, he would actually be working towards abundance at some point. And that's probably what it's going to take. Now, in my opinion, should have been on that path before we decide that we're going to start taking on all these responsibilities, i.e., creating a family. But we're here. So that's what we're probably going to have to do. Now, we may have to also strategize this, and instead of you looking for a way not to work by making the, excuse that the kids or whatever have you have to watch them because daycare would be more expensive. Shoot, when we're talking about eviction, like I don't know about y'all, but to me that's an emergency. So we got to do what we got to do. So you might have to work night shift, and then he'll be sleeping with the kids, and then when he comes back, you may have to get your sleep in where you can. But if you're in a situation to that extent, then we got to start finding ways that we can bring money into the door instead of just immediately discounting, in my opinion. So that's what I wanted to add. She was throwing a lot at us. Let's finish the full story and see if there's anything else for us to hash out here.
A good mom. Can I provide for them? No, I can't. And it puts a strain on you mentally. It really does. A GoFundMe link is in my bio. If you guys want to donate, or if you feel like you can donate, any donation is not too small. $5 even helps. I don't care. We're literally. It sucks. It sucks. It really sucks because we can't find anywhere to go. I don't know what to do. Squeeze into a 2-bedroom. I don't even care. Like, we're in a 2-bedroom now. Okay? I don't care to go in a 2-bedroom. We just need something. If you own a house, please, consider us to rent it, like for real. I don't know what to do at this point.
You're not even showing me the
Ma'am, so I didn't expect it to take that turn. I should have expected it. But the first thing that comes up that I'm curious about is, does her husband know that she came online begging? Because let me tell you all something. I would be pissed vehemently if I somehow found out that my lady went on TikTok and started begging to get us out of a situation. That's just me. But maybe, hey, maybe he orchestrated the whole thing. Because obviously, if he came on begging, nobody would care. But I don't think that's the way. If that's the solution that we came up with. But I mean, I always say I'm not a hater, and if you give it to them, they probably could use it, right? So if that's what your heart feels the need to do, then I'm never going to tell somebody what their heart should do. But I feel like we're dodging the lesson, right? Because after you get out of this situation, you still have that overhead looming over your head. So what does that mean? If you were coming in the negative month after month before, then nothing's going to change. We're going to be here again in the next 3 to 6 months, right? Because nothing changed within your situation. So if you are able to raise the money and get out of that situation, well, I want to see you also start to make some cuts and start to make some adjustments and understand who we can breathe for a second, but we just dodged the bullet. So now, what are we going to do? What are we going to start setting up to make sure that we can get on a more sustainable path? But, maybe that's possible. She was coming up with some solutions, moving somewhere cheaper, less bedrooms. She said it was already a two-bedroom. So that also lends me to think that it's only one child. And she mentioned the child in pre-K. So if the child in pre-K, I think she might be finding a way for her not to. I think she probably just doesn't want to work, if we're just being honest. And if that's the case, then the first thing I'd be doing is we're selling your car if you don't want to work. We're selling that car because you don't need it. You can use mine. But yeah, you're going to be, I guess, stuck at home all day while I'm at work because you don't want to work. So I think that's one of the solutions because I'm hoping that her car is the one that's like 400 and not the one that's 600. Excuse me, I'm hoping her car will be the one that's 600 and not 400 because I mean $600, that's usually half of rent. I know rent has gone up, but $600, that would open up a lot of your budget if you get rid of that. Not to mention insurance. So if it's $600 for the car payment, then let's say the insurance is $150, $200. You just opened up $800 right there. It's pretty simple. People just not doing what they know that they need to do, if in my opinion. But yeah, we'll leave it there, y'all. Like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join Limitless Legion. Cash that link below if you want to tip the channel. And feel free to join the Patreon as well, where I'll post exclusive content. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.